Welcome to God's Way, YTVY. I'm Adolphina Shephard, and this is my co-host Thomas Knight Templar.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the show.
Well, here it is. It's a new year already. This is our first show of the new year, and boy, has a lot shifted. So we have a lot of things to talk to you about tonight, and we have two fabulous guests. Now, the topic of our show is predictions for 2017, and our wonderful master astrologer, Mary Silvernail, has taken care of that. We'll be going through a lot, not only what's going to happen for the world in 2017, also a little news about perhaps Trump, and maybe even if we have time each month. Yeah. Yeah. So then we're going to go over to George. Want to introduce George?
This is George Geozuwa, better known as Geozuwa. George is an author.
Louder.
George is an author. Is that loud enough? Okay. Can you hear me in there? All right. And this is his book. All right. It's the other side. Visit now. Whoever's got it. Got it? Okay. And George, I want to ask you a couple of questions about the book itself.
Okay.
This is a step-by-step life experience of yours growing up.
Yes, I included some things about myself growing up, some of my experiences, the things that I'm able to do. And I also speak about some of my students, some of my clients, some of their experiences, bringing them to the other side, bringing them back, and how I have some clients that are in Florida, some clients that are in New York, that when I bring to the other side, they discover that they're actually, without ever knowing one another, that they were mother and daughter in a previous life, or brother and sister, and still have never met one another. But I have that information from their spirit guides, from whether they're channeling or whether their spirit guides are channeled through them. So yeah, I do.
You had it like I did. You had an influential grandmother.
Yes. So
Okay.
grateful for my grandmother. Absolutely.
But how did you, when, growing up, when we were kids, I'm a little older than you, just a little.
I would like to say a lot older.
Oh, thanks a lot. See that?
Well, I'm a lot younger.
Okay, grenade incoming.
Let's put it this way.
Oh, the bomb came out first thing in the morning. Come on. I didn't have my coffee. My water?
I just wanted to make it clear,
Okay.
in the most positive sense of the word.
I love
clear.
you too. Anyway, no, because I know my grandmother was very influential on me, and she had ability. These are things we didn't speak of then. How did you deal with that going to school? You're going to school, you already know something's going to happen to somebody.
Well, depending on which reality we're talking about, I kept a lot of the things that I used to be able to do, I kept it all to myself, like the dream control or the astral traveling. I kept it to myself because a lot of times, at first when I used to discuss
I could get beat up for that stuff back in high school.
Well, a lot of times when I used to think that everyone was doing it, like especially with dream control or traveling outside of your body, and I used to share it. It was like I thought everyone was doing it, and to find out that they're looking at you like you're crazy from the youngest age. So I just kept it to myself, enjoying what I was doing. And I did speak about one of my earliest visits with Jesus in there. And from that moment on, I had so much clarity, and I did keep a lot of it to myself because you really can't share.
That's true. That's the same thing that happened to her. She had an experience with Jesus, and then everything turned like that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you though, I did the same thing because when you grow up and it's natural to you, you think everybody's like that,
Yes.
but they're really not. And you don't learn that until later, at some point.
And now there's another reality where I did speak a lot about my experiences, and actually just recently a classmate from junior high school came to my 2-day workshop, and in that past, I was always talking about God. If anyone needed any information about God or heaven, I was giving that information in that reality.
Well, that must have went over well in the Catholic school where they, chastise you for things like that.
And I was also grateful in that reality. I was doing like the CCD, like the after-school religious class, because I was in a public junior high and public grammar school.
Yeah.
When I was a child, I used to go in and I used to speak about my experiences. Now, of course, it's really far out there when the other children, my classmates, were sitting there listening, but the instructor was always fascinated with me discussing it.
Especially at that age.
Yes.
Okay. And Mary, you have an experience like that? Did Jesus come to you too?
It was different for me as a child because growing up, my family was very.
Stringent?
No, not at all. My family was very much like me.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I mean, it was actually cultivated.
Oh,
You
you're
know,
one of the lucky
I
ones.
was very
Oh, my
lucky, but I
goodness.
didn't realize I was lucky. You know, I mean, when I was taught, as a child, when I would be talking to my guardian angel or spirit guides or entities that were coming through, you know, my sisters and my mother and my father and my brother, they would understand that because that would happen to them too. And I went to Catholic school.
what happened
However, excuse me?
What happened there?
No. Oh, well, one thing I can remember, they had a spanking machine on the third
Oh, my
floor,
God.
they
Oh,
said,
my
right?
God.
I never went to it because I was always good.
Some of them nuns are jacks, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I had one, she, you know, I'm telling you, she looked like Ichabod Crane. Her name was, I never forgot it, Mary Thomas Moore. And that's probably why I didn't like the actress, whatever her name was, because I used to think of her giving me a beating. You know what I mean?
Oh, Mary Tyler Moore?
Yeah, she was something like that, but her name was Mary Thomas Moore.
Oh,
She said, young man, let me see your palms. She hit me with that 3-foot yardstick.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it was always the yardstick.
And I didn't
wasn't
say a
ruler,
word.
It was a yardstick.
It was a
You are
yardstick.
so right. But anyway, you know, my mother made sure that we all went to Catholic school, and we went through all the sacraments and everything.
Okay.
However, like, you know, you come home from church, and in my house, my mother is growing herbs, and there's Buddhas, and there's, you know, so we were very eclectic.
What kind of herbs?
All different kinds of herbs. No, not those kind.
You can't get in trouble anymore. You could say it.
No, my mother was not that way.
All right.
No.
Did the other kids
Got
that,
her
well, what
aloe
about the kids that you
plants
play with? Did they say, that's a crazy family over there?
No,
Did they
but
do that?
everybody was amazed at my mother's green thumb because she could really, you know, she had a natural
She could just
gift
pull
for
the
that
chlorophyll
because she
right
would
out of
talk
the
to
air.
the plants.
Right in.
But yeah, but anyway, so I mean, so my father taught me astrology, and he was very interested in astrology, and so was my mother. And then I have a sister; she had passed away a couple of years ago. She had been a wonderful astrologer, but astrology is, you know, really my love. Even though I'm also a clinical hypnotist and a Reiki master and all that, but astrology is like, you know, my true love.
Okay.
Well, you did a great job when you did the predictions for 2017.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if we want to go right into what Mary's prepared for so we don't run out of time.
Maybe we should start that. And we'll,
Yeah, we'll go
answer.
back and forth on whatever,
Okay.
but you want to get started on your, what you prepared for us for
Sure.
2017?
Sure. Well, I mean, we can either start with whatever you like as far as the overview and what's coming up actually next week.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
I know,
And then if
I
we
know.
can save the monthly if we don't run out of time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then I also have for each astrological
Yeah.
sign too. Just a couple of brief sentences.
Anything for Valentine's Day?
Okay. Well, you know, shortly thereafter Valentine's Day, we're going to be having an eclipse. But for
Nice.
Valentine's Day, that's interesting. No, what I
So what
really
happened?
wanted
Cupid
to
took his dart and hit the moon? What happened?
What I really wanted to talk about
Go ahead.
was actually last year around this time on your show.
Yeah.
That's when I had made the prediction, even though I was kind of like pushed into making that prediction. I didn't want to say, but January 15th
use
last
this water to
year,
put out the
I
flames?
had said, yes, I had said that I felt due to my astrological research that Donald Trump would be elected president. And that came out to be so. And there were quite a few people, of course, that would not have agreed with that.
Oh, I don't think anybody thought he was going to win at that point. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, so-
Well, depending on which reality.
Right.
But I
Okay,
don't speak
that's
about
fine.
politics. I don't speak about
No,
politics.
and I'm not
but
either.
I am wearing a Donald Trump tie. Okay?
And it's lavender, but that's Hillary's
That's
color.
funny now.
Purple is-
No, in my reality, it is not Hillary's color. But I don't talk about politics.
But he has a Donald Trump tie. That's so
Do you
cute.
really
My
have
fa-
one on?
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
my
no
favorite
wonder.
ties.
See, when I saw you out there, I had told you, I remarked about your tie, and I said how much I liked it.
You said it the last time too. But the orange tie I had
Well,
on.
you have excellent taste
Thank
in
you,
ties.
thank you.
George is very GQ,
Yes,
Thank
he
you,
is.
thank you.
very Gentleman's
Yes.
Quarterly.
Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Thank you, thank you.
But anyway, so as far as now, today is that we're taping this show is Friday the 13th, right?
Favorite
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
Right,
I love
Lucky in
13.
Italian.
right. Friday the 13th, January 13th, 2017. And in 1 week, there will be the inauguration, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is, as far as us starting out with the inauguration, one of the things that I wanted to mention is that I feel that it's going to go smoother than people anticipate, because I have reviewed the chart of the United States of America, the astrological chart of the United States of America, and also of Donald Trump, and some other things that I was looking at too. But really, because of a Jupiter sextile, which is very, very advantageous, it brings a lot of peace and goodwill, and that's why I feel that it's going to go a lot better than we anticipate. And what's going to actually happen is that common sense is what ultimately will occur, because there hasn't been a whole lot of common sense that has gone on in reference to this election on either side, really, and we have to say that. But the mood is going to change after President-elect Trump is sworn into the presidency. And actually, on that particular day, there's a beautiful trine that's going to be happening, and a trine in astrology is the best aspect you can have. Very lucky. And there's a trine on that particular day in the chart of the United States to the midheaven, and the sun and the midheaven are in a perfect trine, which is beautiful. Now, what I'm really talking about here, I have an astrological chart. This is just a sample chart, but to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. And in this chart, what you could see right here, this inner circle here, this is a chart for a particular person that was born on August the 1st, 1975. But a country, a person, a corporation, a building, an animal, anything can have an astrological chart. Now, what I'm referring to when I'm talking about the aspects, these show the aspects in the center here. Aspects are things like the difference in the degrees, whether it's a square or a trine or a conjunction, etc. But I'm not going to go into all the detail of that. But in this inner circle here is where all the planets were when this particular person was born. And that doesn't change unless an alternate reality.
There you go.
Okay. Now this outer circle is where all the planets are on a particular day. So when you hear me discussing in reference to where the planets are for the United States of America and where the planets are for, say, Donald Trump, I have a chart here of the United States of America, which it doesn't really show up very well on camera, but that's really what I'm referring to. Now, as far as that particular day, Donald Trump, his Leo rising is in a very good placement here. And so is the fact that he has a stellium of Gemini. Now, as far a stellium, let me explain about Donald Trump a little bit about his chart. I don't know
Was
if
this the chart say
we
he's
ever
going to be
did.
president?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, that's how I
No, no,
knew
no.
last year.
I understand that, but I'm asking you now because I didn't ask you last year.
One of the reasons that he has such pride, and he really doesn't like to say, I'm sorry too much, unless he really, really has to. Very prideful, very strong person. He's a Leo rising. His rising sign is Leo. He's the king, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
I was going to get
okay?
pissed.
But, yeah, I don't mean that in a bad way. But, you know, and his ability to speak, he has the stellium that we just said
He's got
of
but
Gemini.
he's got charisma. He's just
He's
a natural
got it.
charismatic,
You
like him.
got it.
He's got
Oh,
charisma.
stop it.
He does.
Come on.
Tongue.
Why?
Well, just to let you know, my Venus is trined with Mars.
Oh, well, that's very good.
Thank
But
you.
now you told me that you're a Libra rising and a Libra. Is that okay for me to say?
Sure, sure.
Okay, you told me that you are a Libra sun sign and a Libra rising.
Yes.
And I feel that that's most likely, as soon as you told me that before, I feel that's most likely why you have such an innate belief how you can constantly change reality. Okay? I'm really serious
Okay.
because with that double Libra, I'm sure you would agree with me about that. And that's excellent. But see, you also told me you have a Capricorn moon.
I do have a Capricorn moon.
And I'm a Capricorn rising. That's what makes us hard workers, you know.
You know, there's people that consider me like a workaholic, and then there's people that consider me like I've never worked in my entire life. So, I don't know.
Let me see hints.
Well, I want to share something with you, if you don't mind, in
Okay.
reference to your own stars.
Okay.
You shared with me that you are a Capricorn moon.
Yes.
See, and I didn't know that. I didn't do your chart. You and I had a conversation. And that is what gives you that ability in order to communicate to the other side. Seriously, I'm really, really serious about that. That's what gives you your gatekeeper ability. Tommy and I have had conversation in reference to that.
Yes.
I'm a Capricorn rising, Cancer moon. And those
What's your
are
sun
the
sign?
gateways.
I don't know.
Taurus the bull.
Nice.
Now you
Yeah,
understand.
now I
you
get it. Now
Now
I
you
get it. I got
Now
it.
you get it. Okay.
Are you April or May?
May.
Uh-oh.
No, that's good. We better not go into that.
Which is mine.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump is absolutely going to make a wonderful president. And also, what I can see happening here, when you hear him talking about the deals he's going to make as far as with the other countries and everything, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And let me tell you something. He has the planet Uranus, which only comes around once every 84 years, and it's going into foreign lands. It's ready to go in there. And I'm not talking about, I'm afraid to even say it on, I'm not talking about Russia. I'm talking about the world, the entire world. He is going to be able to not just help change the United States for the better, but also has such a huge influence on what will be happening in the world
That's a
as a
good thing.
whole. This is really good.
Yes,
I love it.
And that is beautiful, and I believe that anyone who was even against him, they should really now step out of their own way and give the energy for the world to just be better, the
Thank
United
you.
States and the entire world.
Yes.
And like you said with the common sense is going to begin to reign.
I hope so.
It's here.
You
We
know-
need that.
Well, let me tell you something. When you go, of course, you're always going to the other side. Okay.
Infinite other sides, by the way. Go ahead. Infinite levels too.
Right.
Infinite
I know.
dimensions,
We know,
infinite
yeah.
realities. You're infinite.
Double Libra.
I don't know, but I'm Italian. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh, wait.
when you cross to the other side, is my thing. Did you know, like say, last year that Donald Trump was going to be president?
I can tell you this, absolutely yes.
Okay.
But there are also realities where Hillary was president and is president. There's also reality, you know, the world has been destroyed several times. The world is ascending several times. There's infinite realities. And then you could say, well, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to me? What does that mean to you? It means, one of the things, if you can't jump into absolutely control what's going on, you can always control yourself. And I always recommend never try to control anyone else or how they think or what they believe, but you can control your mind, your thoughts, your intentions, and you can control how you react and respond to the world around you. And many times, and a lot of my students, as they're waking up, as they're evolving their souls, they're aware of these changes. And there's things appearing out of thin air. And money appears out of thin air. Nothing is solid. Everything is energy, and it's infinite.
It's
so
fluid.
what does that mean? Work on yourself. Bring yourself to be the best possible you that you can be, and control how you respond and react to the world.
Well,
Raise your frequencies and vibrations with pure love, not just for you,
Yeah.
but for everything, everywhere.
Well, we couldn't agree more.
So
I'm
that is
sure.
what that's what it means. There's infinite realities, but what does it mean to you? Work on you. So, and of course you can.
I always say, and I always, especially when if I'm writing something on Facebook or whatever it is, be of service to your fellow man.
Absolutely.
All right, that's sharing love. That's the prime directive.
That's
Absolutely.
right. We all come in to be in service, at least those who are light workers.
Okay.
And the light is
Absolutely.
always much more powerful than the dark.
That's true. Well, what's the dark? It's the absence of light. Yeah. So, Mary, let's go on with what you see for the world, because I want to make sure we get through this.
Well, okay. See, we're going to be dealing with this Grand Cardinal Cross, all right? And that can be difficult. That can be a bit of a difficulty astrologically, especially with the eclipses that are occurring on February 26th, right after Valentine's Day. There's a solar eclipse in Pisces, and that's a new moon. Now on August 21st, so these are pretty important dates, because those two dates I really feel have the strongest effect. But August 21st of this year, if you go out to Oregon, you'll be able to see the total solar eclipse. Did you know that? In the
Locally.
United States.
Oh,
yeah.
that's very interesting.
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yeah, some people chase the eclipses all around the world. This is great. It's in
Do
the
they ever
U.S.
catch them?
Yeah.
They try.
They try to catch the energy of them.
Yeah.
And just like,
So I'd have to leave
go
New
ahead.
York to fly all the way to
Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, I have a
To
girlfriend
watch
that lives out there. I might
The
go see her.
moon cross in front of the sun, or the other way around?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's solar
And I'm
eclipse.
going to do this. Why?
Well, a lot of people do that. They
Yeah, they
travel
do.
all over the
Yeah.
world.
Well, and the beautiful part about being who we are is you could make it mean anything you want for yourself, and you
Yeah.
could use it to create anything you want for yourself. And as long as you believe it, expect it, know it, that's it.
If I'm going to go out there without my wife, forget about it. I'm going to know it, all right?
Is she going to let you go?
No.
Oh, okay.
You mean you don't go anywhere without your wife?
Not if I want to live.
Oh, my. So, well, wait a
It's
minute.
in my chart. You said so.
I know. Sorry, that's why.
All right.
Yeah, I know, but that's wonderful, actually. You
Let-
know,
let me
that's
ask you a
wonderful.
question. Have
You're
you-
not lonely, that's for sure.
got
Right?
Yeah. Have you pinned a date for what you see as the coming ascension? The Earth's ascension, because everybody's ascending different times.
The Earth's ascension. Well, I'm going to tell you what I have been feeling. Now, this is very interesting that you asked me that, because I didn't even know I was going to be asked that. But I can tell you
Troublemaker.
what I feel is, especially next December. December 2017 is extremely important energetically. I feel that it is. Especially during time of solstice. The energies that have been building up so tremendously not to use something that's repeated quite a bit, but the veil is thinning so thin it isn't
true.
funny.
It's
I
true.
mean, even before you and I were having a conversation, I was sharing with you some things that have been happening to me that, as I said to you, throughout my life, you know, I mean, I would have manifestations and things like that of, you know, different beings and entities. However, now it's like a very constant thing. And it's really because the veil is so thin, because all the realities seem to be coming together. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Would you, I really wanted
There
to
are
ask
so
you
many,
that question.
again, there's infinite realities, and there are so many realities that are merging
Merging.
and shifting, and they're now happening at an accelerated rate where it's happening moment to moment. Where in the past it would happen maybe every few years or a couple of months, or every now and then something dramatic would happen and two realities would merge together. Now you're having multiple realities merging together, and there are a lot of people that are having memories of those merged realities, having
Yes.
awareness of 2 separate timelines, 3 separate timelines, having the memory from each one of those timelines up
Yes.
to the one right now where they all merged, and they have those memories.
Yes, because actually too, in my practice as a hypnotist, doing past life regression, or even when, besides the past life regression, even when I'm hypnotizing someone for, you know, depending on what the issue could be anything, even a phobia.
Right.
And that I have been finding that to be true, because it's like memories are coming up, but they are not of this lifetime, even though we're not working on a past life. So they're all blending in together.
Yes.
I just find that so interesting. And as an astrologer, the reason that I feel, if you look at it scientifically, it's because everything is speeded up so quickly. Time has speeded up, and I've talked about this many times before. It's because we're getting closer and closer and closer to the galactic center. And that's why time is speeding up. So we're not imagining it, it's really happening. That's very interesting. I would love to have a conversation with you at some point privately in reference to that.
So
I really like to hear your opinion.
You're thinking-
opinion.
I look
you-
forward to the conversation.
So do I.
Yeah, I'd
And
like to
times-
sit
and-
on this and be a
but-
fly on the wall for this one.
But just on one level, to let you know, time does not exist, and everything is right now, and all of the past lives, all of the infinite realities, everything that's happened
Run
is
parallel.
already happened, but it's happened right now, everything, in every direction, right here, right now. That's on one level, and there's infinite levels. But time, you can control time, you can shift time, you can change time, there's so many different things that you can do with time. You know, a lot of times driving from Florida to New York, it would take, on average, it would take 16 to 18 hours, you know, still stopping for gas and stuff like that. And this last time, it took me between 12 and 13 hours. I didn't speed, and as a matter of fact, I was driving in the snow. I was going 20 miles per hour at several locations for a few hours, and we dead stopped traffic because there was a lot of turned over cars. I still made it in between 12 and 13 hours. Time shifted. And I do teach my students how to do it a lot. One of the things I give them when they have to do tasks and they really want to get them done, they go into a zone, they go into a trance, but it's I move fast, time moves slow. I've had people that living in Queens that have to get to work in Manhattan, and they have to, let's say, get the 8:15 train to be in work at 9. If they miss the 8:15 train, they are going to be late. And they've gotten on the train 10 minutes to 9, 5 minutes to 9. And they did, I move fast, time moves slow, and they still walked into work at 9.
I play
So
with
there-
time. I understand totally. In
Yeah.
fact, you know, when
Really.
I'm very tired, I'll ask God to take me into no time so I get all the sleep I need. Like, even if you only have 2 hours, that
Absolutely.
they could go into no time, and you can get 12 hours sleep in that 2 hours.
Yes.
So, and you
There
know,
are no limitations.
right? I know if you know how to manipulate time. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. I think that's
love
cool.
that about time.
Uh-huh.
Now, let me ask you something, though, what your opinion is in reference to people losing time. And many times a person can time just disappears for maybe a couple of hours and they don't recall what had happened in that period of time, aren't they really in an alternate?
Infinite possibilities
But that's
as to
what I
why.
feel.
Yeah,
So wait,
please.
so
Yeah, I know.
one possibility is yes, what you just said. Another possibility, there's a lot of people that put in like abductions, like
That's right,
alien
yeah.
abduction, and that happens. Or
Sure, that
sometimes they
happens sometimes.
go to the other side and they go into a new timeline where there's that discrepancy of the few hours.
Yeah.
I mentioned in my book that I was driving on the Staten Island Expressway, and as I was coming up to exit 13, which is Clove Road, and it's 12 noon, and within a split second, it was 3 p.m. as I was passing the exit. 13, today's the 13th. Oh, I don't know if that means anything.
Synchronicity.
But in any case, what I do know is that I actually went to the other side while I was driving. One of my main spirit guides, but the higher level spirit guide, entered my physical body at that time. I was on the other side discussing a new timeline because I wasn't going to experience, or I was about to experience certain things that I wasn't supposed to experience. So we went into a new timeline, and that was, the way they put it is, they made me have that missing time, that 3 hours, so that I could always revisit that exact time, that exact place, to do certain work in that timeline.
To make that adjustment.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was driving?
Vic, that's his name.
His spirit guide. Right,
There you
I
have
get
it.
it. I get it. I get it. Now you mentioned about everything in the past, present, and future in the now. Now, I see it in a cylinder type shape. I see it rolls like this. Now, that's just the way they show me.
Okay.
And it kind of looks like a time dial in a way. So the now is in the middle, but this is coming backward and that's going forward, but it's all really in the now. There really is no past, present, and future. It's all happening at the same time.
Everything runs parallel and concurrent. So right now we're at this age, and he's younger.
Thank you.
At this age, okay?
Yeah.
And at the same time, we're infants with with little kids who are teenagers and all of that stuff.
And the only thing you really ever do have control of is the now, right?
Well,
You can change the past.
You
if
can
really want
absolutely,
to.
I do sessions with changing history. And when you change the history, you're making, you're taking all the positives, all the benefit, all the learning from that old history, whatever the trauma is, whatever the experiences were, you're taking all the positive. You're letting go of that old history and you're creating a new history, a new timeline where you're having all the things that you need to have for you to be your perfect self now. And you relive your new history over and over in your subconscious mind, your superconscious mind, reliving it over and over. You know about the alternate past, but you've forgave it, you've let it go, you've taken all the positive, all the learning, and now you have this new timeline. When that person emerges, they're absolutely a new person. They are a direct result of all the positive from the negatives and all of the amazing benefits that they get from a beautiful timeline that they create themselves for what they need.
that's like that movie, that Loop. What was it? Was it Bill Murray? Something.
Groundhog Day?
Groundhog Day.
Maybe that's what
That's
it was. Yeah,
coming
and they
up,
just kept
Groundhog Day.
playing it
Oh, that was
over
the-
and over and over
Until
again.
he got
I
it
get
right.
it. Yeah, until we got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was using that to get the girl that he wanted to.
Well, yeah,
He
that's
did that in the
true.
beginning, but he evolved after that.
He evolved into what? A guy who ate like 27 pounds of food at one time? And he had a beautiful woman all the time. He was standing there and he's trying to figure out, no white chocolate. And the kid falls out of a tree. Come on.
Well, he was
Now wait, think about this though. When I enjoyed that movie. I haven't seen it in many years, but
It'll be on
but
tomorrow.
when he was issued this power, where now he's reliving, he knows all the events, right? What did he do first? He used it for his personal gain. He used it for all of these messed up things.
Yes.
And as he grew, as he evolved, that he knew that what's going to happen. What did he eventually turn into? A person that was helping every single
That's right,
person
yeah.
in the same day.
That's right.
He helped every single person feel good about themselves.
He
And that is
realized-
I think that is a beautiful
He
story.
realized
Yeah.
the God presence in him.
Yes.
Yeah, he was kind of a jerk.
He did
and
not use
evolved.
his
Well
power
put.
to manipulate anyone. He did not use his knowledge to manipulate, to gain any benefits, except to make everyone feel good.
Yeah.
And I think that's
He
beautiful.
solved a lot of their problems.
He did,
I
he really
remember.
did.
Oh, I'm going to watch it now when it comes on again.
You'll be seeing it for a long time. It's always on.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
you know what? I
I had
just
it on during
realized
Christmas.
we only have about 20 minutes left. See how
Can I-
time flies? So,
Can I go through this quick?
yeah.
Okay, okay, so here we go. I'm just going to mention a couple of things then in reference to each sun sign. And I just wanted to say that if you know your rising sign by your time of birth, you should always first look at that, read that in your horoscope, and then look at your sun sign. So, Aries, Uranus is in Aries right now. There's major changes coming up in 2017 for you Aries in many, many ways, and just be ready for these wonderful sudden changes. There's lots of love, especially around the full moon eclipse in February and the new moon in August. Lots of fun and romance, and actually a possible marriage.
Ooh.
Sun sign Taurus, the bull. All health is very positive, especially through September with lucky Jupiter in your 6th house of health. Higher education, especially involving spirituality and higher levels of spirituality, because of Pluto transiting your 9th house. All of the above, especially enhanced by Uranus transiting the 12th house. Beware of an untruthful friend. Just be alert to that. That you just have to realize that there might be someone who isn't telling you 100% the truth. Gemini, Jupiter in your 5th house. Ooh, that's great. You have the ability to choose between 3 different partners. But one thing, I know I have to say this though,
Oh, no, that's
with
okay.
Jupiter in the 5th house,
Yeah.
gotta watch you don't, look, you need to practice birth control. Let me just say that, okay?
Awesome.
Because there's a possibility
Very
of
good
pregnancy.
advice.
She's talking to you.
Anyway, and now though, although in May, you might feel a little bit stagnant in your current partnership, and that's why then you might choose one of those other 2. And there could be a little bit of aggravation in work due to Mars. So be careful of what comes out of your mouth. Make sure that what comes out of your mouth you're not going to regret later and want to put it back in reference to your work environment. Cancerians, we just experienced that beautiful wolf moon last night of the Cancer moon. Possible new home or improvement of your current home. Also, you may decide to change your career, and just be careful with any knees and hips. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying that just be aware that that's a little bit of a weak spot right now for the year 2017. Major changes in marriage and partnership of all kinds, even business partnerships. Leo, someone from your past may come back into your life, and this person from your past could be from a previous lifetime that you can suddenly recognize. And but you know, trips abroad, I see Leos traveling abroad and having a beautiful time, especially possibly going on cruises and over the ocean waters. And Leo, try to stop thinking so much with your heart and try to think a little bit more with your head in 2017. We're almost there. Virgo, money, 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 wonderful money.
That's my wife's
You have
sign.
Jupiter, huh?
That's my wife's
It
sign.
is? Oh, she's going to get money. Okay, she's going to get a raise.
You share. You hear
yeah.
me? You share.
Money. Jupiter's transiting your 2nd house of money, possibly dealing with some parent issues, though, that you might be dealing with. You will also be spending more time with your partner, especially in May and November. Great times to take a vacation together with your partner. Did you hear that? Okay.
I'm flying over.
Let's see. nice trine. Saturn's making a nice trine to Uranus. And the only thing is just be careful about different things that you eat. We don't want to see any irritable bowel syndrome situations happening. Just monitor, eat good, healthy.
Mary, isn't
what?
Uranus the planet of change?
Oh yeah, major change.
Because you were
Big,
talking about
sudden,
that
major
with Trump
change.
too. You were talking about the world and with
Absolutely.
Trump too, with Uranus coming into the picture.
Oh yes,
Right?
yes,
Okay.
and that's with foreign lands.
Okay.
With
so then-
Trump, it's with foreign lands.
but good changes.
All good
All
changes.
good
These are
changes.
all very good changes because he knows how to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's really ideal with anything to do with foreign lands. I don't think people really recognize just how good he is at it. His moon is in Sagittarius when he was born, and that's the traveler.
Huh.
And that's also, I really feel that he is very truthful. I feel he's a very truthful person.
Well, I think he spits it out. He spits
Well,
out the
yeah.
truth. He
He's
sure does.
sometimes a little too truthful, I think.
Well,
Thank you. That's that Leo, that. But anyway, we have Libra, Scorpio. I only have a couple more.
Okay, well, we got time. We got a
Okay.
few minutes. Don't have to rush.
I like when she rushes. It sounds cute.
Well, I'm trying to hurry because she said we only had a little bit
well,
of
we
time.
still have time,
I
yeah.
don't want to forget anybody. Libra, after April 15th, you can make a magical connection with a new love. Oh, that's you. Libra.
Yay,
Okay,
thank
with
you.
a new love.
Okay.
Lucky Libra with Jupiter in your sun sign through October the 10th. And then Jupiter is the luckiest planet of all. Jupiter then will be moving after October the 10th into Scorpio. But anyway, your work and your health, you need to make up your mind to take very good care because you work so hard. You too, you work so hard. I don't know who these people are that are telling you that you hardly work, that you said before, that you mentioned before, because I can tell you work very hard. You work very hard. So anyway,
What about the horsey guy?
oh,
Sagittarian.
we didn't get to him yet. We got Scorpio.
Oh,
Okay, try to stay in contact with siblings this year. Try to make an effort, Scorpio, to do that a little bit more. And Scorpios in 2017 are a little bit confused about their love situation. And, recognize though, you have tremendous career opportunities. And the eclipses will very much affect that in February and in August in reference to your career. After October the 10th, ultimate success for Scorpio. And let's see what else. All right. Oh, one thing though. Make sure you have learned your lessons from before regarding money. No matter how successful you are, make sure that you have learned from your previous mistakes in reference to money. Sagittarius, be careful, that's you, be careful of too quick of a decision to move. You haven't been considering moving, have
Yes,
you?
I have.
Oh, weigh all your options carefully. Neptune is in your 4th house. That causes a little bit of confusion in reference to your homestead, like whether or not you want to move. Even though you feel in a way that you're a little bit stuck, come mid-year, your energies will return and you're going to feel a little bit better about things. And you're learning some hard lessons in reference to your past with Saturn retrograde, especially from April 6th to August 25th. You got a lot of karma, that's all. Good karma, bad karma, but high levels of I have to tell you this. See, I have it written here.
You're
Right
gonna take
here.
me into another dimension because I gotta change this.
No, this is good. This is good. good.
Oh,
Don't
you said I
say
could
that.
squeeze out time.
Well,
This is
Tommy, in
good.
April,
Hi.
we're getting rid of all of your negative karma, whatever it may
thank
be.
you.
April.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to say.
Gonna be gone.
August 6th
Whatever it may be.
You heard it here
April 6th
first.
to August 25th, and then high levels of spirituality, October 10th to November
spiritual, you know
2008. No, but this is, you're gonna like go, you're gonna be like on steroids spiritual.
Well, when you
okay?
come down to my sacred beach and you see me walk in that water, there you go.
Okay, we only have a couple more. Capricorn. Now, Jupiter will be retrograde in your 10th house, which is your career. February 6th to June 9th, you may decide to go back to school to get your career on a really good path. December 19th, Saturn goes into Capricorn, lessons again in reference to hard work, and for 2 years, you'll begin a new chapter of your life. You may decide to move, and not much is happening with your love or your health because mostly it's about your career. Aquarius, any legalities should go very well if you're dealing with any. Changes in the way you view your past and changes can occur on a subconscious level. Luck comes from trips overseas or abroad and from foreigners. A wonderful foreigner could come into your life. If you've waited to write a book, Aquarius, this is the year to do it. One last sign, Pisces. You're on top of your game in your career, but you're working extremely hard. Lots of confusion. So really, a Pisces, and it's been this way for a while, Neptune has been transiting Pisces. It causes massive confusion. You need someone who you can really trust to help offer you guidance. Money can be coming from outside sources. We're talking about like Pisces could hit the lottery. Okay. I'm done with all the signs.
Okay.
Thank
Do we
you.
know any Pisces people off the top of your head? Do you know any Pisces?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we got to get together and put them into a place where we get the winning numbers. If they're meant to hit the lottery, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're on TV, so we can say this
Yeah.
now, right?
No, but
Let's do
really,
it.
seriously, there is a
And
possibility
they-
of it.
But they've done that
They'll
before. with the-
probably dream the numbers, Pisces.
Well, no, I'm not going to mention where I've come from with the winning numbers. We'll save that for another show.
Okay.
After we win.
Okay. So anyway, I rattled on and on and
You
on
have
and
to
on.
share those numbers with us.
Okay.
So now, did you finish with what you were talking about with the entire world, or was it just all about Trump? Was
Well,
there something
basically,
else?
well, look, this is the key. This is the key here. What is happening a week from now in the United States of America has anything and everything to do with the way that the rest of the world will go. Seriously. Because, and that's why I really concentrated on Donald Trump.
I see.
And the chart of the United States. Because when he says that he can actually change things economically of our dealings with the other countries, et cetera, and all the strategies that he has in that arena of, you know, the other countries and everything, the rest of the world, absolutely, absolutely,
Well, I believe it. I always thought we should have a businessman in charge,
Absolutely.
not a politician, because the politicians only really worry about covering their rear ends.
Well, you would have had
You
that.
know.
You would have had that if Mitt Romney would have grew some testicular fortitude and came out in the second half of that debate and beat him up. You know, he didn't do that. He
Oh,
took the
well.
first one easily.
I guess it wasn't
You know,
meant to be.
it was
you know?
not a matter. It wasn't meant to be. I don't know. There was something with that party that they always seem to not want to go after somebody. And when Trump did it, what happened? He won.
True. This is true. Well, see, the thing is, too, that what I had been looking at previously, because, you know, nothing's written in stone.
Right. Everything's fluid.
Even though the
Infinite
planets,
possibilities.
right, even though the planets, the rays of Jupiter might shine down, very lucky if that person doesn't go and buy that lottery ticket, they're not going to win the lottery, right?
Right.
Well, same thing in reference to what happened here with our election. You know, because I got to tell you something, if it didn't go the way that it ended up finally going, there would have been a very strong possibility of a revolution that would have been happening
Oh,
in
yeah?
our country.
Well, I could have seen
Yes,
that, yeah.
because I had foreseen that astrologically at one point, the very strong possibility of that. I'm not feeling that now.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Because you are now in a different reality.
Yes.
Because that was the case, and there was, in another reality, there has been that revolution. So what you felt, you were feeling it from that other reality. And I know that charts, even in the physical writing, have changed. There are people that looked at their charts or looked at certain things and meanings, they go back later after there's been a shift or into a different reality, and the meaning has changed. The combinations have changed. So when I say there's infinite possibilities, it's just infinite. So that's why I always say it's always up to you to make the choice of who you want to be.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about, the
Yeah.
Mandela effect earlier. Now, it's my position that I believe that as we're going forward into higher dimensions, things are changing. And like George was saying about the timelines merging and so forth. And because personally, I remember when Mandela died 20-some years ago. And but then all of a sudden we hear about it just recently. So, and then different things have changed. So, infinite possibilities. But anyway, thank you for putting all that work together. I appreciate that.
Thank
And
you.
That was beautiful. That was nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was, it's positive to hear because, you still have the wine babies out there. When are they going to grow up, these kids,
You'll see after next week, it won't be like that. I'm telling you, it really, at least astrologically, it looks
George,
that
you
way.
got upcoming programs. You want to tell them the dates if you just want to write this down?
You could always visit ascendedhealer.com.
You can get the dates there too. Or we have the live person here
believe-
who doesn't
okay.
want to say it.
April 2nd and 9th, it's a Sunday and Sunday, or April 8th and 9th, which is a Saturday and Sunday. And I do that for people coming from out of town, so they have that one weekend that they can go to the workshop. It's the 2-day healing workshop and Evolve Your Soul training. Teach you self-hypnosis, I teach remote healing. Very powerful, and I really love getting people out of their own way to evolve to the highest levels.
That
Thank you
sounds
for
good.
bringing
How
it
about
up.
you, Mary? You got any special thing you have coming up you want to share?
Well, yeah, I have some nice things coming up. I have my psychic development classes that are coming up again. I do psychic development 1, 2, and 3.
What
And-
dates are they?
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. We have March the 4th, I think it is, and March the 11th. It's on my website, www.hopehypnosis.com, and I do readings in my my
Shop.
office in
And
Waretown.
regressions,
Hope
I'm still
Hypnosis.
waiting to do that past life regression.
Yes,
Well,
I
maybe
can.
I'll meet you.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
we'll do it together. That would be
Yes.
fun.
Okay. Well, we got a short time to go, so
Yeah, so, but anyway, it's all been very enlightening. I'm going to have to read your book too. I don't have it. I'll have to
it's an easy read.
read it. I like easy reads, you
So
know?
do I.
Because sometimes when you're not really, I like to read at night to relax, and if it's real deep thinking, I don't feel
Because
like
there's
reading it then.
we have a lot of similarities. Our lives parallel. And I was looking at it, I said, well, that was with me, and that was with me. Yeah, this happened.
Yeah, and you'll have to look at my other my chart you did for me last year to see if, as George said, the meanings have changed, if everything's changed, and we made notes.
You're laughing, but I witnessed it.
no,
My
I
students
know.
witnessed it. Where,
Yeah,
No,
I
that was
believe
a
it.
good laugh.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
not a bad
Oh, no,
laugh.
no, I know it, but it's
Because
funny.
I know myself, when I was on your show last
Yeah.
year, and what I was looking at in reference to what was coming up in 2017 and 18 in reference to a possible revolution, that scared me in a way.
Yeah, so
and
this is
now
good
I don't
news.
see that.
This is really good
You
news.
look perfectly
yeah.
calm now.
Yes.
And one of the reasons you're not seeing it now is as we're ascending and we're shifting into the higher realities, we're moving forward, but you have more and more beautiful, amazing, and powerful light beings that are here in the physical, sharing this love and light with the world, with everyone, everywhere. And
That's
there are
right.
more Christs alive today on this earth in the physical existence than any time in the history, in all of the histories of this world.
I believe it. I believe it.
And seriously, all you have to do is change your mind,
Yes.
change your thinking.
Absolutely.
And you change your entire life.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you and I are in complete agreement about that.
Okay,
Well,
let's wrap it up.
We want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I love being here. I
You're
always have a good
welcome.
time.
We
This is great.
enjoyed it.
Thank
We
you.
enjoyed it. And
Mary.
Mary,
Thank you so much.
You know,
Thank
we
you for
always-
having me.
we have a good time with you too.
I'd like to thank our studio audience,
Yes.
our home here at CTV,
Yeah.
and our sponsors, Antonio's Pork Store in Tottenville, and Aardvark Pest Control in Great Kills,
And the crew.
and our crew.
And the audience. So
And may everyone have a
Yeah.
beautiful, healthy, wealthy 2017
I
Okay.
second
and
that.
beyond.
Yes.
Beyond.
Second
And
that.
so it is.
So,
Blessings. Many blessings.
All right.
so we're going to be closing out pretty soon. So do
Yeah.
you have a little thing you want to say for
Guys,
the
this
year?
book, you can get it at Barnes & Noble's. Some of them are pre-autographed. All right,
Oh, yeah,
so,
and the Staten Island, they're pre-autographed.
and Staten Island, they're pre-autographed
And
anyway.
you get them on Amazon as well.
And on autographed?
Not autographed. No, in Barnes & Noble, they're autographed.
Okay. All right, everybody wave goodbye now.
Bye.
Bye. Time
Many
to go.
blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can
Thank
clap
you.
louder than that. There's at least 20 people here. Who's that? You?
That beat?
Oh, was that you?
No, that wasn't very loud.